I'm the executive producer for this new album, so it's really requiring that I go spend extra hours in the studio, which is fine because I like to be a part of the entire process. The song that we're going to be recording today is it's an old '70s song written by the Bee Gees. But it was made famous by Yvonne Elliman. It's a song called "If I Can't Have You." So I've always loved that song and I've always wanted to record it, but it's such a well-known song that I figured we can't do it exactly the way it was done in the '70s. It's always nice when when I have a vision in my head and slowly this whole project is coming to life. So I had the idea to do "If I Can't Have You" by the Bee Gees, made famous by Yvonne Elliman, as a Brazilian bossa nova type song. So today recording with David Silliman. He's my percussionist for several years. I love his work. I asked him personally to be on this album. I think he gets the Latin style. He tours through Central and South America. Yeah, I like that salsa beat that you were talking about. Yeah, no, I actually like, me, anything that we can make it more Latin sounding, I like that. He's been in almost every show when I play in the New York City area, so for about 5 years now. And so he's a great musician. So we're just having David test out all the sounds that he's using, and drums are probably one of the more challenging instruments to record just because there's so many different dynamics. We're recording it with 4 microphones inside the booth, and just getting, balancing them out and just getting a feel for, what the dynamics are of the drums right now. Peter always amazes me on this recording, his knowledge of it and how quickly. I have a general knowledge of it, but it would take me a day just to mix in one thing, and how quickly he's able to do this and his turnaround. Being executive producer for this, of course, I have the final say in everything. With the bongos right here, leave it in this part. When it goes to the bridge, maybe even removing them, and I think that might take out a little more of that confusion. I don't let that go to my head because, again, music's not always my forte. The other cowbell's not needed because there's a little bit of a conflict. Because they're doing the same thing, their downbeats are the same. So what I do is I surround myself with people that I know are very talented in what they do, and then I just kind of make the final edits. Yeah, I think that's where it's good there in that part. Yeah, yeah, the rest doesn't need it, but in the bridge, yeah. One of the things I love about David Silliman is that, I've worked with a lot of musicians over the years, and he just gets into, it's never a gig for him. It's he feels it, and that means a lot to me because a lot of musicians that I work for, it's just they treat just a night like a gig, and for him, it's never been like that. He really gets into his projects. It always amazes me which ones to hit. Am I strong enough to see it through? Go crazy is what I will do. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. If I can't have you, yeah. I was interested, I don't know if you've heard exactly what's happened with my ear, but I had sudden hearing loss in this ear. So I've been getting like MRIs done and stuff for this, but I've been recording, so it's okay for the recording because you don't use one ear, but right. I was interested to hear once we start getting live instruments in here. This is the first time I see how my ear's reacting to the live sound, so I'm dependent on my left ear, which was, thank God, had 100% hearing. To approach the song, I have to approach it a little differently now because of the breathing and also now with the hearing, but we'll see. This is just going to be, what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go in and lay a vocal track. It's not the final product by any means, but I had recorded a vocal track just to give the guitar player a feeling of what I wanted to do with this vocally. When I had David come in and play the percussion, obviously it takes on a different life, and it gives it more the feeling that I was hoping for. So, of course, then you'll sing it differently too. So that's just what I'm going to go in and just see if it's working vocally with what I want it to do. So normally, yes, I would go through a whole warm-up process and you know, everything that you have to do. But this is just going to be what I would like to do with it vocally, and then hear where it needs to improve and stuff, and then I can work on those things vocally on my own before coming into the studio and doing a final vocal track on it. This is what happens when you don't warm up and you're just trying it. It sounds terrible. I trust other people when they say it sounds okay. 'Cause if it was me, I'd spend 10 hours and they're just doing it over and over and over again. So we're wrapping up here for today's work, and basically we just listened to all the percussion tracks and all that. I just laid a vocal track just to see if it works vocally and stuff. It was a terrible version, but it's just to give us an idea of you know, if the song works for that or not. And I do. I'm pretty happy with everything that we heard today. We laid the drum tracks today, and you can see just a little bit of what it takes to executive produce a song and eventually an album. It takes a lot of hours in the studio, so we're coming to a close today. What we recorded there, they'll send to me as an MP3, and then I will rehearse that, and then eventually we'll go ahead and record the vocal tracks. So stay tuned.